Today I'm going to be tackling this dirty little job here and hopefully preventing a possible fire hazard. If you can't tell by now, it's time to clean out the dryer, and this is a simple job anybody can do themselves. All you have to do is remove a couple screws from around the back panel of the dryer. Show you where a couple of those are right here. And you're off to the races. So let's do this. Let's get this started. Pro tip here, if you have one of these screwdrivers with the little removable bits there, these end pieces are designed to perfectly fit a lot of the appliances around your house, specifically the dryer, the washing machine, and your furnace. Also, it automatically fits the screws on your outside condenser unit on your AC as well. So if you've got one of those, or one of these here, you've got the perfect size for removing the hex screws. Okay, with that back panel off, let's take a tour around the inside of the back of your dryer. So, as you can see here, this is where the lint comes through. This is where the exhaust is for the dryer. It runs through here. That's what traps all the lint and everything like that. That's usually where your lint trap runs. This is your heating element. Pulls in air from the outside, runs it up there, and then blows it into your dryer. Pretty simple. One side's exhaust, one side's intake. Here's the exhaust side. As you can see, there's our fire hazard side, and those are your little heating elements up there on your intake side. You can see I went ahead and took that elbow off. That you can get a look at how dirty that thing really is and how you're getting no airflow through there. And more restricted airflow, the harder your dryer has to work, more likely your clothes are to be wet. So here's a perfect little tip here. I've got one of these toilet brushes that I use exclusively for this type of a job. And it just is the perfect size, perfect shape to be able to get in there and get that dirt and dust out of there. So you can see here, keep the hose close by, or I should say the shop vac hose close by, so as not to make too big of a mess as we're cleaning this out. And helps make the process go a lot faster, a lot cleaner too. And you can see here's that elbow after I got done with it. It's perfectly clean now. That's ready to go back on, and we'll get that back on here shortly. We've got other stuff to do first though. We're going to want to take this entire exhaust section off here, and it's just a matter of about 4 or 5 screws, and we just need to get that whole thing off there so we can get that cleaned up. But you'll notice there's also a couple screws up here on the top where you would put your lint trap. You got to undo those screws as well, and those are just standard Phillips screws, not hex screws like everything else. Okay, with that exhaust port off there, you can see that's straight into the dryer there, through the blower fan here, and out the exhaust right there. So again, all that has to be cleaned. Here you can see the exhaust system itself. It's pretty simple. It's all just one piece. Very clogged up, very nasty, dirty. We just got to clean it up, and that's the reason we took it off. So let's take a look at it. Perfectly clean now. Simple process, couple 5 minutes. Going to save us a lot of hassle. Going to save us, again, massive fire hazard. And it's going to make sure our clothes get drier a little quicker. Again, because we're going to have all that proper airflow. You can see down through there, she's perfectly clean. Awesome. Now, I didn't show it here, but I did cheat a little bit. I went ahead and got the air compressor out with the blower on it, the air nozzle. I cleaned all that out. As you can see there, perfectly clean. I shot the air hose in there into that fan, got all that cleaned out, sucked it all up with the shop vac. You can see how nice and clean that is. And we went ahead and made sure that there was no other debris underneath the dryer itself. And once you've done that, you're pretty much done. You wouldn't believe how much different places charge to have this process done. I'm talking a couple $100, and you just did it yourself. We just got to go attack this little guy next. But before we attack the flexible exhaust hose, a couple more pro tips here. This here is your heat sensor, one of your heat sensors on your dryer. Okay, these are all plug and play. Don't let anybody ever tell you how expensive or hard these are to replace. This here is your heating element. Super cheap to buy it yourself online. And again, plug and play. It's just 3 little wires. You unplug them, you screw the old one out, put a new one in, plug it back together. Simple. Here's another little sensor here on the exhaust system. Again, piece of cake, super cheap online. Anybody can replace these. Do not get suckered by repair people who are going to take advantage of you and take your money. And lastly, before we move on to that other hose, just got to make sure that since we did blow a lot of dust around from the outside and the backside, don't forget to sweep out the inside of your dryer, because you're going to have blown some dirt in there as well, and you don't want that stuff ending up in your clean clothes. All right, get that taken care of. Here's our flexible hose. This leads to the outside of the house, and the inside of it's just as dirty as anything else. I will give you a little brief demonstration here. Reach up inside here a little bit, and yeah, all of this kind of stuff is going to have to come out. And again, it's pretty thick in there. So you can use either, let me see if I can point to this, you can use either your air compressor hose to help break that stuff up, or you can use your shop vac hose and reach up in there and suck it out. I'm going to show you the way that I do it. Super simple. I collapse the pipe completely as far as I can, and I just reach in there with my hand. And I dig out as much as I possibly can. That breaks it up, and again, gets it off the walls of that flexible pipe, because it'll cling to that because of that spring-like texture. And then it's just a matter of sticking the shop vac hose up in there, and then expanding that hose back down, that tubing back down, the exhaust. That's the word I was looking for. And you're just about done. Well, my dryer is clean now, and it's going to be running much more efficiently, and again, not pose that fire hazard. Again, don't get taken advantage of by repair people. They're going to charge you an arm and a leg, and all of this is very easy to do yourself. If you found this video helpful, I'd super appreciate a thumbs up like.